Welcome to the Marine Corps Movie Minute, where we discuss the movie Heartbreak Ridge 1 minute at a time. Today we are discussing minute 15. I am your co host, Brian Lockhart.
And I'm Jack Perry.
The minute begins with Stitch Jones being pleased to meet Clint Eastwood, and it ends with Clint Eastwood proclaiming that someone must have left them there. Stitch Jones and Clint Eastwood continue their conversation from the last minute. This is where they get their formal introductions to each other. Stitch is, telling Clint Eastwood that he's the only reason he's on the bus is because he banged up his Corvette and it's his chance to get out and meet his fans, the little people like him, like himself.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Tom Highway's having any of his nonsense.
Oh no! Like immediately.
He's,
Well, first off, he's just giving him sideway glances, and he's just annoyed as all get out the second he sits down and starts talking.
Mhm.
Because in the last minute, he turned the light on. Everybody's sleeping. He turns the light on. He starts talking, and you're right. He's not having any of it. The first thing he does is he just grabs a beer immediately. Like, I can't deal with this guy. He starts drinking.
Yeah, wakes up from a nap. He's like, oh, I need a beer.
Yeah,
Fuck this guy.
that doesn't phase Stitch at all. He's still talking. He's like, well, of course you heard of me. Like
Yeah,
he's a big time rock and roll guy riding a Greyhound bus.
yeah.
But he's like, you heard of me. I'm he's the Earl of Funk, the Duke of Cool, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla. Where we finally get the Ayatollah of rock and rolla.
Yep.
I love Clint Eastwood's response. Shut your face, hippie.
Yeah. 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 They're either dead or doing hard time.
You've been freeze dried or doing hard time. Hey, man. Well, that's what I like about Mario Van Peebles. Like when he does that, he does it's kind of like, did you just say hippies?
Yeah. Like, man, they ain't been around for centuries.
Yeah, I love that. He whispers to him, yo, man.
Yeah, I'm doing you a favor. I'm letting you in on a secret.
Yeah, so he's not embarrassed in front of all the sleeping, bus passengers. But it's funny when when he says the freeze dried or hard time, like Clint Eastwood still is just looking back at him, and he's just as confused as all get out. Like, what is this dude talking about? Of course, he
Yeah,
just keeps drinking his beer.
yeah. Just listening to drone on.
Stitch Jones is immediately, one of those who sure go down nice. I'd buy one off you if I had my plastic on me. I don't have my
Yeah,
plastic, and he's talking
yeah,
about his lackeys, like,
yeah, yeah. Like Tom Highway's got a damn I think he's got a damn one of those old style credit card things in his pocket. Like, oh no, don't worry about it. I got it right here.
dude, that's exactly what I have in my notes. I was like, how does he intend to pay for that with the
Yeah,
plastic?
yeah,
I'm like, this is the 80s, so there's no cell phones,
yeah.
to do
There's
the
no square.
right, the card reader. He's got I'm like, do you think he has an old-fashioned, department store, slider?
Yeah,
Like,
click clack.
I
Yeah,
mean, I know the Marines got to be, be improvised, adapt, and overcome, but that's asking a little much of Tom Highway right there.
yeah. It's a little excessive. Yeah. No, man. I'll just put some cash in an envelope and mail it to you.
I thought that's what you said. The exact same thing I had in my notes. But his response is great. You can have one for free if it'll shut the hole under your face.
Yeah, yeah. I'll pay this tax. I see where this is going.
Yeah, under your nose, not your face, but still.
Yeah,
He's like, it's worth it. Just shut
yeah,
up. I need some peace.
yeah,
But I noticed too, like after Mario Van Peebles, like it's actually a little while after, so I wonder if it's just a little bit of business Clint Eastwood was doing. But he thanks him, he shakes his hand, but he had already opened the beer, and after they shake hands, Tom kind of, Clint Eastwood kind of just wipes his side of his face like the beer had splattered him.
yeah, yeah. He's yeah. You don't have to whisper in my ear.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So this doesn't mean you can blow in my ear. Tom Highway.
yeah. So I maybe this is just a plot hole, but as we watch this, I was kind of curious though. I mean, he sees a Marine, he sits down to him. It doesn't really ever. I mean, there's no foreshadowing that, in fact, Stitch is a Marine.
Well,
Like,
go ahead.
why wouldn't he have introduced himself as said Marine?
Oh, sorry. I don't think that's a plot hole at all. I think first off, it's to throw us, the audience, off because
Well, yeah,
because as we've kind of already let the cat out of the bag, and anybody hasn't seen the movie,
This movie's 30 years old. It's 30 years old. If you haven't seen it by now, shame on you.
right?
You had your opportunity.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to jump ahead. We try not to, but it's going to happen. We reference stuff that happens in the future. We're not
Yeah.
doing it. It's 1 minute at a time, but we've seen the movie enough that we're going to
Yeah.
comment. But so obviously he's a Marine. So, but this is to set up the surprise later.
Yeah.
So we're not supposed to suspect that he's a Marine. We're supposed to suspect, for all we know, this is plane, trains, and automobiles, and the movies of the movies about these two truck guys trying to get back east, and they start out on a bus, and
People
maybe they'll
like
end up
me.
right. Exactly. My wife likes me.
My wife likes me. My squad likes me. My platoon likes me. I'm a Ayatollah rock and roller.
Except for in this movie, Tom Highway's wife doesn't exactly like him. So
No. I don't think very many people in this movie like Tom Highway.
I wouldn't be against, since we've already kind of done our Avenger style war movie, with Wolverine and Sabretooth and Tom Highway fighting on Korea side by side and getting patched up by Colonel Potter. I wouldn't mind seeing John Candy and Steve Martin on this bus trying to get home as well.
Oh yeah, they're in the back seat looking at these two.
Right. And we don't know what time of year this is, so it may not line up. But
Yeah.
for all we well, actually, what do you mean we don't know what time of year it is? They had a calendar in like the
Yes,
first
yeah.
minute.
I was about to call you out. I was like, no, no, stupid. It's July.
Yeah. Not only that, is we know that it ends with Grenada, which is in October. So again, we
Yeah,
have a time frame.
yeah. Well, it's very conceivable though that John Candy is in the back somewhere counting his shower rings.
Don't blow up my fan theory that I'm trying to create here. That's just mine. So
Hey, is it me or is Stitch Jones a more feminine version right now of Vasquez from Aliens? With that damn red
oh
bandana.
my dude. Now of course you would make that connection being the Aliens fan,
Yeah.
but you're not wrong.
No.
They're dressed exactly the same. If she had her leather jacket on, it would basically be it. And they were both Marines. So
Yep.
they got the same haircut.
Yeah.
See, I don't think Tom Highway would be annoyed with Vasquez the way the way he is
No.
with Stitch Jones.
No, he wouldn't.
He'd probably get along with her just fine,
Just
actually.
fine. Yep.
Yeah, so back to the plot hole though, like I don't think it's a plot hole necessarily because again, we're not supposed to know this, but also, you know, he's trying to pass himself off as a
Rock and roll guy.
right. He's not in his mind. He's not a Marine. That's just something he does.
Yeah.
He's going to make it famous. He's a singer. He's getting out on the. I guess he's getting out on the road. Here's the other thing. Actually, now, okay, so we talked about this a few minutes back. What is he doing out? That we know that at least Tom Highway started out in California, is making his way to North Carolina. We don't know at what point um, the bus stops and picks up Stitch Jones. I initially speculated it was California. You excuse me, you brought up the point that it it could have been anywhere in the Midwest.
Yeah.
So he could have been anywhere. So we don't know how long they're on the bus together, really.
Yeah.
I mean, well, for now we know that they're probably on for a night, but we don't know at what point and how far away they are from their destination.
Yeah.
Uh,
Buses aren't really known for their speedy travel either, so
well, true, yeah, because I mean, it basically double the time it takes anywhere because all the stops
yeah.
and they don't go as fast usually. Any layovers, if you
Yeah.
call it a layover. So we were asking like, well, what's he doing out there? And now I think about to move towards the end of the movie. There's talk of reenlistment, so he must be getting up on his last. Let's say he's been in for 4 years.
Yeah.
He's up. He's getting to the end of his 4 years, so he may very well have taken some leave and try to like, hey, look, man, I'm gonna go out to
Jumpstart his
Hollywood. I'm gonna
career.
be
Yeah.
exactly. So that makes sense, and I guess he didn't budget his money coming back, but he,
No, he doesn't. Stitch doesn't really strike me as a forward thinker.
right, right. So if he's getting out, he may first off, he may not even really kind of see himself as a Marine as much as I'm getting out. I'm going to be a rock and roll guy instead. I'm a rock and roll star, and he's really trying to live that persona while he's away from base. Is my guess. The
Yeah.
other thing is, clearly. we'll find out Recon Platoon isn't really the best of the best in this movie, anyways.
Yeah.
So it's a good, he could very well just be enjoy fucking with, Clint Eastwood, Tom Highway.
Yeah.
He sees a gunny. He doesn't have to put up with any of his shit because he's off base, and the guy has no idea that he's a Marine. He's going to mess with him, and
Yeah.
this could be a reason why he is purposely annoying him.
Well, plus too, I guess it just occurred to me too that if he says introduces himself as a Marine, sits down next to the gunny, Tom Highway's liable to rip that earring right out of his ear, and maybe bring his ear with it.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong.
Oh, hey, devil dog, yank.
I don't know if that's a little foreshadowing or not, so we'll just.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. What about the? I thought Stitch was he a corporal in this?
You know what? I can't remember. I was thinking he was a lance corporal, but I think he is a corporal. Yeah.
Okay. I guess we'll both find out. As many times as we've seen this movie, it just now crossed my mind.
Well, I'm not exactly known for paying attention to details. So I'm perfect to host a minute-by-minute podcast where you're supposed to pick things apart with details. That's what you're here for. You're here to point that stuff out.
Yeah.
So obviously, he asked, he goes, yeah, you've heard of me, Well, first off, he's a nobody, so of course he hasn't heard of him. But secondly, do you think Tom Highway listens to that kind of music that we saw Stitch Jones trying to perform?
Oh, not even a little bit.
My question is, what kind of music do you think Tom Highway listens to?
Oh, both kinds, country and Western.
Yeah, I think you're right. Country and Western, exactly. I'm thinking exactly what Philo Beto listened to in Henry. I'm just going out on a limb there and thinking that might be what he listens to.
Oh, yeah, all the same stuff.
So maybe some Lynn Halsey Taylor. That's Sandra Locke's character in those movies.
Oh, man, I hadn't seen those movies in forever.
It's one of those things where I've seen it too much that I pretty much know far more than I should about those movies.
I have told you I've seen The Monkey, right?
We have in fact, I just edited that episode where we discussed that, and I was very pleased to hear that.
Oh, yeah. I may have been drinking at that point. I think we were having some beverages while we were recording.
I'm gonna say I think it was at times it was obvious.
Yeah, brain cells doing that scene from Reservoir Dogs where everybody's pointing a gun at each other.
Yeah.
Oh, it's about to be a massacre in here.
Right. All right. So let's just finish up the minute. But so at the end, though, after they have their introductions and they blow in each other's ears and all that, Stitch Jones finds the magazines that Clint Eastwood was reading. He doesn't really say anything, but he just says, "Yo, man, these ain't your magazines, are they?" And of course, Clint Eastwood just nonchalantly, somebody must have left them here.
Yeah.
So I really don't have much else for this minute. It's just more of them on the bus, more of them talking. We'll have a few minutes of this, of them kind of getting to know these characters and getting to see their relationship as it blossoms, shall we say.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
No, man, I think we pretty much got this one all in the bag.
Excellent. Well, let's wrap it up. I'm terrible about plugging anything, but we have a Gmail. It's Marine Corps Movie Minute at gmail.com. If anybody wants to send us an email,
please feel free to do so.
We have a Facebook page, and when we started a Facebook listeners group, if anybody wants to join that, right now it's a booming group of 2. So at least as of the time of recording. So we'd be glad to have people join us. And yeah, really that's about it. But also I just want to again point everybody to the Better Movie by Minutes podcast, and just go over to moviesbyminutes.com and check out those podcasts, the whole list of them there. And then also, once again, I'll just thank the guys from Star Wars Minute. So thanks to them again. And I think I've rambled enough. Let's wrap it up and come back next time for minute 16.
Absolutely. Yeah, sounds good to me.
Well, Perry, thanks for doing this podcast with me, but it doesn't mean you can blow in my ears.
That's not all I want to do in your ear, buddy.
Well, hey. Earl of Funk, the Duke of. I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah.